All right, we are in fact live. This is our countdown chatter for those who are actually here viewing us live. The countdown chatter, we have a topic that we talk about that's not necessarily Washington related before our actual show. So Stoner actually had a 5-minute topic that he wanted to bring up, and I've already wasted 20 seconds of his 5 minutes.
I don't even want to bring it up anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
I could vamp for 5 minutes, but we're not going to test it out today.
So first and foremost, I am sick, and I went and got my booster and a flu shot today. Okay. So I think the next week is just going to be quite the disaster, I think. But anyway, so on my way back from getting these vaccinations, I go to the grocery store. It's about a week and a half before Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to the grocery, and I come down the lane to the grocery store, and there's a car that's about 3/4 in the middle of the aisleway, the driving aisleway, right? Yeah. And I'm kind of looking, and this kind of happens as I'm watching. There is a car. It's angled parking, okay? So there's a car that's like driving through from the other side into an angled parking, and then this car that's blocking my lane is backing into the angled parking, and they're at an impasse. Okay, the car that's behind that drove through is about 3/4 of the way in the parking spot, and the guy backing in is about 1/4 of the way in. All right, they're not budging. Neither one of them are moving, and I'm like, oh crap. So I go ahead and I just park, and I kind of walk around. I want no part of this, right? I'm a very non-confrontational person.
Move on.
I go into the grocery. I come out. They're not only still there, there are now 3 police cars surrounding this particular area. Everybody's out of their car, right? And I'm going, this is insane. And as I'm walking by to go to my car, which again is right close to them, the cop is lecturing the guy who's backing in, and he's saying, look around. There are literally hundreds of open parking spots. And you felt the need to call the police and use our resources because you didn't like that someone was taking your stuff. And they're literally 10 spots closer to the shopping, to the grocery store. But he was not budging. And he was like, yeah, and by that time I'm out of there.
No, yeah.
But putting aside the insane stubbornness of both of these drivers, legally, who's in the right?
Oh, wow. Are you saying like who belong? Who's that parking spot belong to?
Yeah.
I mean, possession's 9/10 of the law, right? I mean, you've heard that said before.
If I'm not mistaken, backing into an angled spot is illegal.
I don't think it's a smart decision. I don't know about it.
Yeah,
I think it's illegal.
Really?
But I don't know
in the state of Maryland, or
if it's illegal, I'm pretty sure the cops would have done something a little bit more than chastise.
That's hilarious. So let me ask you a question, Stoner. How long were you in the store?
Probably 15 minutes, 15 maybe 20. I just got a few minutes, but still.
That's what. Yeah, right? So I'm saying that incident took on for 20 minutes over a parking.
They
really called the cops about somebody taking a parking.
Somebody did, and like I said, there were not only parking spaces forever, there were many up closer than what they were trying to get to.
Hey, it's the holiday season, man.
And even those were not even that far. They're literally like 50 feet from the store.
In my youth, I realized it's not worth it to just it's like you spend like people. I was guilty, and when I first got a car, and I was like, it was an 18, 19-year-old airman. I was guilty of that, and I'd circle the store parking lot for 5, 10 minutes looking for that good spot. And then I realized, why am I doing this? I could just park somewhere, go in, pick up what I need, and be gone in the time that I was looking for a parking spot. It's a silly thing. No, as far as the question, I'm going to give it to the person who had 3/4 of this parking spot. Again.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'll go with you, Nathan.
If you're backed into an angled spot, you're facing the wrong direction. when you're leaving. So you have to do that.
It's also easier for that person to actually move on to the next spot, but that's neither here nor there. That was just our countdown chatter to get us to the actual show. But we'll talk about our people in the in our YouTube here. We're going to get going with episode 47 coming up here live on Ref the District.
I'm a pretty bad kid.
Yeah, let's talk about the bigger picture. Let's talk about how we be ballin', playing with the Wizards. Let's talk about the Nats and how they always got good pitches. Let's talk about the Cats on rescue, turn them boys to winners. Injuries and updates, oh yeah. To the opponent, we stand toe to toe, yeah. To the top, this podcast gonna go, yeah. I think it's something you should know, yeah.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to episode 47 of Ref the District. Thank you for those who stuck around for the countdown chatter, by the way. For our audio listeners, we do a little countdown to the live show. Lets people get there to listen because we do stream live every Wednesday on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And we've already got some people I'm going to give a shout out here. We got P-Dub. We got Cherish Me 202. We got Mama Perry, Mama Stores, all in the house already on the live stream. We appreciate everyone who comes in.
Cam Mingo just popped in.
Cam Mingo popped in. What's up? What's good?
All right,
So
Cam.
we do appreciate everyone who jumps in there live as we do the live stream. We do, of course, put this, as I mentioned, on the audio platforms afterwards, so you can catch us wherever podcasts are found. We got a great show today, and it's, of course, brought to you by Skybar.
Hey,
You can find that in Lexington, Virginia, coming up here for all your drink needs. They've got you covered, and you actually get to see our man Trev in the flesh. And he'll serve you a drink.
Look at them drinks.
And then, of course, we're also sponsored by Pacers Running. For all your running needs, they've got you taken care of. Check them out online or one of their 6 stores in Northern Virginia or DC. They got all the shoes, all the socks, everything you need. EP's got plantar fasciitis, and she's got the right shoes that have been helping her actually be able to walk, so that way she can stay mobile. So, and that's all thanks to the live fitting that she was able to do online. They hooked her up with the right pair of shoes. So, Pacers Running, that's the store you want to be in there. Yep. This week has been something else, gents. It's not been a great week for Washington fans. We have here on the show run of show here in the warm up. We're going to be talking about Dallas ruining season. I don't know if Dallas is what's ruining the
I don't
season
even care about
at
that
this
anymore
current
right now.
moment. During the game,
I was just going to say the graphics department got that together yesterday.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the graphics
before
department's
the
a day
list of
behind
18 came together. We'll talk about that here in a little bit for the warm-up. The game, we're going to be talking with Kwame Lewis, Eagles superfan and college sports star is what I'll call him, down in Southern Alabama. He has been on the show before. Great kid. Love to have him. He'll be here to talk the Eagles side of the house and what we can expect this week. Mike P's already jumping in the chat here, who says Jalen looked dejected and depressed at his press conference today. He knows Minshew is starting. Ankle gate is real. He said he'll be available. I'm hoping Minshew's the starter. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that here in a little bit. And then we're going to cool down with some Wizards and Caps talk. And, of course, our Dalla. And I'm going to fire my graphics department for misspelling Dalla.
Hey, man, it's a rough week for everybody.
It's been a rough
Lay off. Ease up, man.
Yeah.
And to piggyback on that, you guys notice I'm holding my mic is because if somebody offers you a free feral black cat, just say no, okay? Just say no. That's all I'm going to say. Just say no.
Is Kobe's feral?
Shout out. Yeah, he's a feral cat.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So
Terrence,
we got Kobe breaking microphones. We got Stoner getting in parking spot, debacles, which we talked about in our countdown chatter. And we've got Washington losing at home to Dallas, and then losing now 18 people on COVID. I'm going to read off this list here. Troy Apke was just put on about a couple hours ago. You got Lucas, you got Samus Reyes, Cam Sims, Eifler, Forrest, Kyle Allen, Matt Ioannidis, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, Settle, Hudson, Smith Williams, Tuhill, Mayo, Fuller, Hemingway, and Bradley King. I actually kind of want to challenge myself, maybe not during the show, but I want to see if I can do that in one single breath. That is a long list, gentlemen.
Yeah. Yes. Or try to figure out who is available after all that. Like who is going to be playing? Because we don't know a lot of these names that are going to be playing on Sunday.
No.
Because if you add the injuries,
that's 25 total people.
The Logan Thomases and the Chase Young.
J.D. McKissick still isn't back.
Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin is looking
Curtis Samuel is back as a DNP because of a hamstring injury, which might be the reason why he was on a unexpected low pitch count Sunday against Dallas after getting the green light. My man's just, I mean, I tell you what,
if you're listening to the chat and you have football experience, I need to know what position and how we can get you
I'll play receiver
with the Washington football team because
Tyler Larson,
he gone.
Wes Schweitzer, who was the starting center at the beginning of the year? I can't even remember.
Sheriff was taking center snaps today, for the record.
Rouillet. Yeah. Sheriff was taking quarterback snaps.
Which he told the media, he was just like, let it not come down to this. Those were his first center snaps. He's like, do not let it come down to this.
Well, if it
go
comes
find somebody off the street. I don't care if they.
Well, they did that, right? The one guy, he's pretty much off the street.
Toth was taking the center snaps today because Ishmael was not at practice.
No, but they think it might be a precautionary thing.
But I think that's precautionary because they were like, we can't have. What I saw from practice was Taylor Heineke was out there by himself, just no one around him. We tweeted out that he was bubble boy.
Yeah, he better be.
Like he really does need to be in a bubble. Unfortunately, that bubble boy scene that we tweeted out, there is a bus coming down the highway, and I'm hoping that bus isn't coming from Philly because they're about to. This is a very important game that's coming up this Sunday, and they can't afford to drop it. There's no excuses. These 18 names, all those names we listed that were injured, not an excuse to lose this game. They need to win this game.
And also, Ron Rivera did mention that most of his players are vaccinated that are on the COVID list. So some of these names could come back if they pass 2 negative tests by Saturday. They could come back. So the panic is high, but there is that little bit of an inkling that we have left that at least maybe somebody might be available from that list. So, but as a whole,
Sweat is not vaccinated.
Oh yeah,
he has to miss the 10 days. That was mandatory for a lot of the players. Washington, said that they were at 90% vaccinated before the season started. So high percentage chance. A lot of these players were already vaccinated. I know with the high numbers, because this isn't just Washington. Cleveland had an outbreak.
The Giants,
LA had an outbreak. So this is across
going through it. NHL's going through it.
Yeah,
NHL. It's cold and flu
games.
It's cold and flu season right now. So this is going to happen. We're going to have a lot of people who are going to be popping positive for COVID as people are just going to be inside next to people more often because it's the colder weather. And this is what's going to happen. Now, here's where the difference is, right? NFL, the Players Association, NFLPA, has been getting with the NFL to say, hey, this is why we want the daily testing. For those who are vaccinated still need to get tested daily because if they're asymptomatic and they're popping positive, just get them those negative tests as quickly as possible. So that way they can move on and get to play. And hopefully maybe this list of 18 dwindles down by the time Sunday comes. But when does that decision have to be made?
Saturday, I think.
As far as all the players?
Yeah. When does it have to be made? Is it Saturday?
They have to pass. They have to pass 2 negative tests, I think, by Saturday.
I mean, you can go online. There's a 47-page, whatever you call it, about all the COVID rules in the NFL.
Full policy.
The policy, if you want to read it. But this much I know. I don't think this is a hot take. This much, they are not going to postpone games.
No.
In the
Oh,
NFL.
no,
being
They're
rescheduled.
not
they're
going
not.
to.
No, they're not doing. No.
They will forfeit them. They made that very clear at the beginning of the year. They said, make sure you're doing everything right, because if anything happens, you will forfeit games. And that's all there is to it.
And,
So
and see, this you're saying do everything right. I think Washington, for the most part, that's players have been doing everything right. I mean, obviously, a lot of attention has been brought on Montez Sweat, who is not vaccinated. And
so that's
a lot of people
not doing something right.
Well, a lot of people are trying to pinpoint this on him, but realistically, this is not Montez Sweat's fault.
No, and I did notice Taylor Heineke was wearing a mask at his press conference today, and recent ones he was not wearing a mask.
The after the outbreak, they had mentioned, a couple of the beat reporters mentioned that they actually had to up the protocols after a certain threshold. They had to.
Sheriff didn't have his on.
They're in like this new level.
I know.
They're like in this intense level or something. Like the media's not even there. If I'm not, or they're not in like press conferences.
Now.
It's all virtual. Back to all
maybe
that.
That's why I didn't wear it. All right, so guys, let's get on to the game a little bit.
Okay.
If these names are on the list right now, who's playing? Let's start with the running backs. Let's do it right now. I mean, because we're gonna have to talk about these players. If it's a possibility.
Well, running back's probably the healthiest position, assuming McKissick is back.
You're gonna see JD McKissick might miss another game, but if he's out, I think you see the same exact lineup you saw against the Cowboys, which is Gibson carrying the load, and then Smallwood and Williams being like that third down back.
You didn't mention Jared Patterson in that conversation.
Jared Patterson, I know EP's gonna get on me, but
but he got more looks than Wendell Smallwood last game.
Are we even sure Wendell Smallwood was playing?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Smallwood did
see Packers squad.
Smallwood did actually get some play early on and was on the special teams, but I do think Williams in the second half in the Dallas game. Smallwood was out there in the first half, but I think Williams ended up taking over in the second half. Jared Patterson did see some carries and was productive, but I do think you're going to see he was, as far as productive, if you look at the box score,
probably his most productive game
that we had against Dallas. But I just don't think – I think Jared Patterson's in there to spell Gibson on – those running downs or obvious running downs and kind of maybe be an occasional receiving back, but those other two are obvious receiving backs. So,
all right, let's
move on. You've got your running back room.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to wide receivers next. We got DeAndre out of the starters. We got DeAndre Carter and Adam Humphries.
All right.
Okay? That means we're probably going to call up Dax Milne.
Dax Milne will see some playing time.
Kelvin Harmon is going to be called up. Maybe not. Maybe Gandy Golden.
Gandy Golden will probably see Gandy Golden.
So that's who he's going to be throwing to this week as a possibility. And
Steven Sims Jr. as well.
No, DeAndre Carter is the one. Adam Humphries is the two. This is going to be crazy.
The problem is so with that, right? So if you're talking about it, it's not as simple as saying Carter's the one and Humphries is the two.
I know, but I'm just going by depth
because
chart.
really, realistically, it's going to be Gandy Golden or Harmon. We're going to try to take the Terry McLaurin spot because really that's Cam Sims' role. But if Terry McLaurin can't go, Cam Sims is supposed to fill that. Well, Cam Sims is on this COVID list.
I know.
So if Cam Sims can't go, then now you're looking at they're either going to put Gandy Golden in there or Kelvin Harmon's going to be activated.
Don't forget De'Ami.
De'Ami Brown is.
I forgot, bro.
I mean, he's an active player on this roster. That is correct.
I can't believe I forgot to mention.
You absolutely forgot him. It's okay because so has Scott Turner and opposing defenses because they don't need to guard the man.
I'm not going to do offensive line because that's
Brown.
just offensive line is just. I'm not going to go there because I know
Lucas being out, but hey, Cosme did get activated.
He
did get activated, but that doesn't mean he's going to play. It doesn't mean he's going to be active for the game.
Yes,
right.
It just means he can practice and all that.
So I don't know what's going to happen there. Tight end room, we got Ricky Seals-Jones and John Bates. Are we going to have another one? Are we going to make a move again before Sunday, or are we just going to ride with two?
Hemingway is in protocol, right?
And Reyes too. Yeah.
Mike P. Earl Thomas is available. Better grab.
We got safeties
right.
right now, Mike. We got safeties right now, but just in case.
Hey, sign Earl Thomas
and
have him play
Jim
receiver.
on our Facebook. They should just cancel the game because there is a protocol rule for players about COVID. 18 is a lot. Jim does go on to say 18 is a lot. 18 is and to be fair, this week's not over.
No,
this number could go higher,
and it could go lower.
This is
yes,
also
it could.
True. Also, you need two negative tests. So,
to let Jim know is that they should cancel it. They're not going to cancel. If they cancel it, they're going to forfeit it. They're not. I mean, they'll cancel it, but it'll be a loss for both teams. Or I don't know how they figure that. They're not going to reschedule it. They're not going to postpone it. Maybe for a couple of days, like they did last year, but I don't think so. I think they have their hard and fast rules that they put forth this year. Last year, they were kind of able to just do whatever they could to get games in. This year, I think they have a hard and fast rule. If you don't have enough players, you forfeit, period.
Yeah. Okay. So defensive line is next, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I think you got Wise and Payne.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Tony and
Nate Orchard, right?
Nate Orchard, I believe, are your starting.
But he was productive when he was here. I remember that.
He actually was.
He was.
Rotimi is on the practice squad, so you figure he's going to be
Rotimi
called upon.
He's going to be called upon.
But again, now we're down to last week we were down to DE 7 and 8. Now we're going to be down to DE 8 and 9.
Rotimi was the one who bit on that awful pump fake on Sunday that Dak gave and just ran right by. And do you remember that?
Yeah.
Here we go with Jalen Hurts.
They need to activate Swaggy on this one.
Yeah,
Swaggy P. Get Chris Baker back out there. Goodness gracious.
All right, so guys, realistically, do we have a chance Sunday? I know all the players on COVID and stuff, but Philly has the same record. They don't have I think if they had the same, our talent that we're missing on the COVID and injury list is not equivalent to their talent that they have on their roster. You see what I'm saying? I don't think so, really.
So you're saying if we were fully healthy, we still wouldn't match up to
No,
roster?
we would definitely. We would.
Okay.
We would definitely. I'm saying is that if they had the players that we had, and they took a lot, it would hurt them. But I think if they lost,
if they had 18 players, kind of the same,
it would be way worse than we are right now.
Let's say because right now, roughly with the injuries in the COVID list, Washington would be without QB2, running back 2, wide receiver 1, tight end 1, center 1, 2, and 3, right tackle 1, DE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defensive tackles 1 and 3 and 4, cornerbacks 2 and 3, and then what is that 5 that you would place Trapke at, and then kicker 1 without their kicker. So I mean, if you take those same numbers and take it off of Philly, Philly would
hurt them drastically. Yes. So that's why I think that we still have a legitimate shot on Sunday. Is what I'm getting at. Because
I put up Mike's comment there, low expectations, no pressure.
Right.
I think this is a game they can sneak away with a win because of those lower expectations. I think that this is a game that I think that because we're going to set our bar very low here.
Yeah.
But I think that the players' expectations for themselves is going to be higher. That they're going to be, and because as you mentioned, Philadelphia's roster isn't like Dallas's roster. We're not playing against, Gregory and Lawrence.
Yeah, that's what and
Micah Parsons.
Well, they've got a very good defensive line. Philadelphia,
their defense is underrated. Their defense is pretty good,
just like ours. Our defense is good too.
And Jalen scares me, so I'm hoping for Minshew.
But
you know what he would do to Rotimi? If he got out on the edge and it was him and Rotimi.
It's not going to be just the edge. It's going to be the middle of the field. Though it's going to be wide open.
He'll be all right. But
who's going to tackle him going up the middle?
We still got linebackers.
Only going to play about 75% of the snaps.
We still have linebackers and safeties and corners who make the second level tackles
that we love so much, Trev. The linebackers.
I'm trying to be optimistic. You want to go back to Monday's show? You can. But today's Wednesday. We're on to bigger and better things. Next man up. No excuses here. Okay.
I think that Washington can win this game. I agree.
Yeah, that's my point, because we faced injuries all year long, and usually what's our MO when that happens? We suck horribly. But this year we kind of stuck in it and held our own in games and kind of made them close. I mean, it's like one, like defense is better than offense or vice versa, but it's never been the whole entire team has just been this is when we face adversity with injuries and COVID. So that's why I think we still have a fair shot against the 6-7 Eagles. Honestly, it depends on their who starts for quarterback for them.
Well, it's going to be Minshew, I'm pretty sure. But I think if you guys, the two of you, if you guys think that today, if that game was played today,
yes,
with the list that we have together right now of injuries and COVID, if that game is played today, Philadelphia wins by double digits.
Nope.
I'm convinced of that.
I don't. I'm
no
not.
Samuel, no McLaurin.
Okay, well, I'll tell you this right now. We couldn't score when we had them on offense anyway that much, especially in Dallas.
So why are we going to now?
We'll just bank on our defense again. Our defense is going to have to win this game on Sunday.
So you don't have your three best players on defense.
We haven't had our two best players on defense until this week,
right.
And we've been
now
fine.
You're going to take out another one, and then
we'll be okay. All right, y'all. Y'all can go back to Monday.
Listen,
this is killing
I'm just being realistic. I'm just being realistic.
I am too, and I still think we have a shot, bro. Because, like you said, we don't know who's coming off the list. We don't know who's getting added to the list too, though. But
this has been a team that's shown a lot of grit.
Yes,
this has been
and the Eagles have just luck, man. Look at Stoner. You know what? I'll do the rest of this damn show by myself, okay? If this is how it's going to be for the rest of the evening. Y'all need to get happy.
Where particularly, Trev, do you find a matchup from Washington that they can exploit that gives them a win? Is it the defense? Because you mentioned the defense needs to step up.
Because all they have is Devontae Smith. If we can somehow find pressure on whoever's quarterback,
who's having a pretty good rookie season,
Devontae Smith's a non-factor if the quarterback is getting pressured. And other than that, they already lost Marquez Watkins, their second wide receiver, to COVID, so they don't have a second weapon. If we can somehow find pressure on the quarterback, we'll be just fine. Secondary is healthy. Kendall Fuller is out, yes, but we have other players step up. Darren Roberts is probably going to play. He's a dog. I know he's a practice squad guy, but he'll fill in nicely. If you guys remember that third preseason Baltimore Ravens game, he did pretty well, but he's in Detroit. I know, Stoner, once you get down to 6 and 7 players on the team, I know, but there's a chance. I'm saying, like, our defensive line took the biggest hit out of this whole COVID thing. And we've had a rotation of defensive line already anyway, and we still shown grit and that it can be done.
But here's the thing. We don't know who the linebackers and the safeties and the corners and most of the defensive line and offensive line. We don't know who those guys are in Philadelphia. Those guys could be absolute studs, and we just don't know anything about them because, we don't study their roster. We don't watch game film. We don't follow them week to week. We don't know who those guys are. Like, we're talking about guys, and the people in Philadelphia have never heard of these people. When we talk about Jarrett Patterson and De'Ami Brown and DeAndre Carter, they've never heard of these guys. And Trap Key and Daryl Roberts, they have never heard of any of these guys. And we're over here talking about how good they are when they've got guys who are starters who are going to be playing. Yeah. They're almost fully healthy, and they've had an extra week off. They've had 2 weeks to prepare.
And they're still 6 and 7, Stoner.
And
the same record as us.
6 and 7. The record, they're way above what we all thought they were going to be. We all thought they were going to be bottom of the barrel team.
6 wins is
pretty good.
They can lose from here on out and be 6 and whatever. Okay.
So could Washington, though.
Exactly.
So let's not be so quick to.
But I still have a good feeling that we will somehow win this game when it comes into the day. We'll win. We're going to win.
That's good.
Because we're used to being faced with adversity. Our motto is next man up, literally every single season. That's our motto.
Right.
And now this with Ron Rivera, it's resonating with the team.
And our motto is also David versus Goliath, right?
Yeah.
Which is a great motto, but it doesn't help you win a game. Mottos don't win games.
It's been working.
Next man up means
Bro,
nothing when you get out.
Motivation does. Motivation
Stoner.
will, or
No
will
talent
help
does.
you. Yeah.
After the bye, we started talking David Goliath, and now what's our record after the bye?
4-1.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I mean, they don't win your games, but they make you play better, and then that results in winning games.
Hopefully.
So it's definitely a factor.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's hope. It's at least he's saying he's got.
he said
Trev,
I'm out.
for our audio listeners, Trev has taken himself off of this podcast temporarily. He is not happy with Stoner's negativity.
Yeah, I want to be on the bottom by myself is where I want to be. Thank you, guys.
That's
You're
not
on an
negativity.
island here. I'm with you. I do think Washington can win this game. Where I want to see is the proof in the pudding, right? I want to see where it is that they have a matchup to exploit. Like, is it the run defense of Philadelphia? That was a weakness that we thought that Washington was going to exploit Dallas. I believe that Philadelphia's run defense is a lot better than Dallas. So are they going to be able to exploit it? Now, we have seen Washington dominate good run defenses. They dominated Tampa Bay. They dominated Carolinas, which was a good run defense when they were playing them. So it's not exactly saying that they have to, Dallas is not a great run defense, but they didn't run the ball very well. Now, granted, they were also down 24-0 at halftime. So
Right.
they didn't exactly have the opportunity to just continue that smash mouth football. Shout out to Steven Johnson from Let's Talk Washington, jumping in the chat here. Steven, tell us, man, where can Washington exploit this Philadelphia, team? Is it going to be the defensive side of the ball? Is it going to be offensive side of the ball? Stoner, you were so down on Washington. Where's it that you think that Philadelphia is going to dominate Washington?
Realistically,
they have talent. Okay, they have talent. Why their wide receivers are talented, their running backs are talented. Jalen Hurts is talented when he is playing, and I don't know how much he's going to play. I think Minshew is going to start. They've got talent all over the field. Now they don't have division title talent. Nobody really does except Dallas, and that's why they're 9-4, right? So what we have to try to exploit on their end is weaknesses versus our strengths. And right now, with all of these guys out, we don't have any strengths on either side of the ball. Our strengths used to be our defensive line. 75% of our defensive line is gone. Our strength used to be our offensive line. Half of those guys are gone. Our strength used to be Taylor Heineke taking care of the ball. That's gone, right? He didn't do that last game.
That was not a strength ever.
Well, it was a strength during the 4-game
win streak.
It was a streak. It was not a strength. It was a streak.
Well, whatever it was their ability to not turn the ball over and put their defense in bad positions.
Okay.
And then this particular game, they turned the ball over. He did a couple of bad ones and put the defense in bad position, or just gave up a touchdown on that sack fumble. So that's the problem. You guys know this. I'm old school. The game is won and lost in the trenches on the offensive and defensive line, and we're absolutely decimated on both sides of the ball there. And that's great to have a motto, next man up, David versus Goliath. That's great. But when it comes down to playing the game, and they've got who's the defensive lineman for Philadelphia that I love so much? I can't.
Probably what's his name?
Probably Cox.
Yeah, Fletcher Cox.
You love Cox.
Fletcher Cox. Thank you. Fletcher Cox is going to destroy anybody in front of him. He's just
not, bro.
He's not going to destroy the fifth string center. He's not.
We don't have a Keith Ishmael.
He's an all-pro.
Ishmael's been holding his
old.
own.
When have you heard Fletcher Cox's name on anything this year at all in the season? Outside of anywhere. Where have you heard it?
I've heard him quite a bit. What about what about Barnett? He's like in his third year. Yeah,
okay.
He's
like
stud.
his fourth or fifth year. Bro, you need to are you on the Philly side right now? Listen to you.
I'm trying to be real.
Top 15 rush defense, by the way, for Philadelphia.
Oh, you know.
What's our rush defense?
Scrubs.
What's our rush defense?
It's top 5.
Yeah.
AG, I put up
with
Steven's
Jonathan
comment here
Allen.
on YouTube. AG can dominate this game. He's got to hold on to the ball. That's a big thing. They cannot turn over the ball. 3 turnovers against Dallas. Just could not.
You gotta play smart.
Get that done.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take care of the ball.
I'm really not trying to be negative. I am trying to be realistic. That
I know
that it's not.
We're gonna win.
It's not so easy to just say, "Well, just bring the next guy in and keep doing the same thing." Well, that's great, but you just don't have that. They're backups for a reason, and then you're going against starters, and that's what's going to happen.
These guys we've been brought up before COVID. We've been doing it all season long, so it's not like we don't know who they are. It's just that they just go back to the practice squad and get called back upon when needed. So we've already seen what we have. So it means, and we still hang in every single game that we played after the bye. If not lose, we win. I just feel like, it's a huge blow. It is decimated, but we still have a little bit of life there. Payne is still there. Orchard's back. Wise can rush the passer. Okay,
Wise
their offensive line
reasonably
their offensive
for a
line's
guy
not that great because Jalen Smith is running for his life every game outside of a design RPO. I mean,
Jalen Hurts.
It's him too. Jalen Hurts. I mean, I just think it's going to be a slugfest, but we'll find a way to win.
Okay, I mean, I can't tell you that you're wrong until Sunday comes around, and then we'll see. Right? You could be completely. You could be completely on top of it. No, I would always rather be wrong if I'm picking against my team. I don't want to come in here to be able to crow and say, "I told you we suck." I don't want to say that. I want to say, "I'm glad they proved me wrong, and I'm glad you were right."
I'm just looking forward to your score prediction later because I can't wait for that.
Oh, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna
it's gonna be ugly. You know it's gonna be ugly.
I know.
Yeah, I think Steve is saying something here about the Dallas offense and that our defense did pretty well against, and I think that's fair. But they did go up and down the field on Washington, and we just ended up getting tougher inside the 20s.
Yeah, it was a bend don't break. Dallas has some great offensive power, and they were able to hold them to field goals. Now, I think a big difference is going to be whether or not Jalen plays. If Jalen plays, he's a lot more mobile than Dak is right now. I still think Dak has some mobility issues, and that part does scare me. Yeah, because I do think that's where Washington can have some issues. If you look at the pass rushers, they're being taught to crash deep because they feel like the defensive tackles are going to be able to crush the center of that pocket. Well, when that happens, is it gets these running lanes open, and your linebackers are going to get beat off the edge there.
Look at Nathan coming with the A gap, B gap, running lane around the edge.
Yeah,
you're exactly right.
We got score predictions. We'll have to make sure we keep these in tow here from Let's Talk Washington. Steve's with 21-7, and Will has 27-10. Now, you guys are we're going to assume you guys are on the Washington side, unless you tell me otherwise. We'll always assume the home team, and we're obviously the home, even though they're their away team. Washington's the home team on this podcast. So we'll make sure that we get there because we will have to clarify, Let's Talk Washington's with Washington wins.
Yeah, I think well, we'll get to that when we get to
we'll get to our dollars, which is going to be hellacious this year. Unfortunately, we did get notice D1 college athletes. It's difficult. Kwame won't be joining us this evening, so let him take care of what he needs to do.
Shout out Kwame Lewis one time.
Shout out to Kwame.
And for the people who don't know who's coming on, but you guys have history with them, can you give a little background because he has a connection with a certain Washington football team, right?
He does.
Well, he does have a connection. So Kwame Lewis, it's just one of those weird Twitter connections that you get, right? So last year during the whole COVID. and Russ Westbrook came to DC, and he was playing well, and there was a lot of haters out there of his whole triple doubles thing and his slow start and all that. And by the way, look what he's doing now after his slow start in LA as well, right? So he's a big Russell Westbrook fan, so that's how we kind of got in that same sphere or whatever, and then we got to talking. And so he came on the show to talk about Russell Westbrook mostly. He's a Boston Celtics fan, and he's a defensive back for South Alabama. So he came on the show, and we just kind of talked about Russ Westbrook, the Celtics, and South Alabama football, and then of course
another South Alabama, CB that.
Yeah,
happens.
I wanted to also throw in. He's a big Eagles fan, so that's why we were going to have him on today, is because he's a big Eagles fan. And then of course another South Alabama fan, or another South Alabama player, is Jeremy Reeves for Washington, and they played together at South Alabama when Kwame was a freshman and Jeremy Reeves was a senior. So we have that connection as well. That was a terrible way of explaining all that. But Kwame's a friend of the show, but he is a college senior, and so he's probably right in the middle of finals, and he couldn't make it for whatever reason. That's okay. We'll catch up with him later.
Yeah. So Jeremy Reeves gonna see some action more than likely,
probably
whether or not it's special teams or playing on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see that come Sunday. I know he's a fan favorite, did pretty well last year. So we'll see. Trev's trying to figure out what's going on with this microphone right now. So you'll see him popping in and out of the chat. In fact, he just left even the background. Cam, we see your score prediction here. So Stoner's going to write that down as well. 24-17 for our audio listeners. That's a Washington win on that front. Since we're here, I know originally we were going to go, we're going to get that Philly side of the thing, and then we're going to go into the Caps and Wiz. We just want to jump right into the Dalla and our score predictions.
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll talk about.
And then we'll cool down. Then we'll go to the cool down with Caps and Wiz talk for the end of the show.
What's wrong, Stoner?
I think I'm gonna have to run over and get something to wipe off the board.
All right, so he's gonna leave to wipe off the board. While
should I use this to wipe it off?
Yeah, definitely.
I do not like that.
I don't like
because Nathan got
for
that
our audio
me,
listeners. He's
okay.
looking up the you like that.
Never mind.
He went to the game
which was a gift I gave him because I was at that game that they were giving those away. And even if we don't like Kirk Cousins right now,
I don't.
That was a very special moment in Washington time.
Cool.
Shocker! I was a Kirk Cousins guy.
Of course, that's not a shocker at all.
They should have signed him.
Your taste in players is weird, bro. So
Kirk Cousins,
weird, my guy.
Listen, Kirk Cousins is a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, look what he's done. What's he doing as a franchise quarterback? Losing on prime time, lining up under the left guard or right guard.
Right.
8-8. He'll throw for a bajillion yards and 75,000 touchdowns and win 8 games. How does that
who's this?
What?
That's
Tom Brady didn't know it was 4th down.
Tom Brady also has how many rings?
I
don't want you to ever compare Kirk Cousins to Tom Brady.
Oh my gosh.
You can't stop with that.
What are you saying? No.
Every quarterback makes a dumb move every once in a while.
But Tom Brady wins on prime time.
Well, Tom Brady wins all the time.
Does more than win on prime time.
But I'm just saying.
Mama Perry with the score. Man, everyone's going with Washington here.
See, Stoner? Everybody think y'all see?
Washington 28, Eagles 21 for Mama Perry.
There we go.
Genius is often mocked.
Kirk was a great stat guy, but he's not worth guaranteed money. Good stats, but choke when it counts.
Who cares about the money they make? Who cares?
Well, I think they care how much money they make. That's
one of the reasons.
What are you trying to say?
Why do we care? Why do we care if he makes $35 million guaranteed money?
Because that's a lot of money you could spend on somebody else other than Kirk Cousins.
Okay, if that's the case, if you have problems signing other players, that's one thing. But here in Washington, we want to get mad at signing certain guys for like Brandon Sheriff for $18 million. Who freaking cares how much Brandon Sheriff makes? Because we're 20 some odd $20 million under the cap. We obviously didn't have any trouble signing guys. because of Brandon Sheriff's
He's
contract.
definitely not worth more than that. He's worth about $15 million.
He's worth whatever they give him. That's what.
Okay. All right.
I get mad about when people say he's
doesn't
not
like
worth
talking.
Just leave it. Just leave it. I get mad.
We're gonna have to get a contract guy on because I just want Stoner to have to talk contracts for an entire show.
You brought the smoke today. Why?
It's like, why are we so mad that Russell Westbrook was making 40 some odd million for Washington last year? Obviously, they didn't have any problem getting rid of him with that contract.
Well, yeah, they didn't. Oh my gosh! Well, because they didn't know what he was. Never mind. That's neither here or there. It's because they didn't know that he wasn't going to be able to take them to the promised land that they thought he was going to do, and they got there, and they realized they overpaid, so they got rid of him. It's fine, but that was still dumb because they could have used that money and built a better foundation than just having Westbrook.
Well, that's what they have this year, and look what that's gotten them.
Well, the foundation pieces are bad. I know they're bad. I mean, we
liked them at the beginning of the year when they were winning.
I liked them because it was working. But
we'll get to your question.
Of course, everybody knows once the season gets going, the true everybody's true style of play shows, and
right.
These moves maybe weren't the greatest.
I will never disparage a guy for the amount of money he makes. That's not our concern. If Brandon Sheriff, you say he's not worth $18
How did we
million
get back to
a year. Well, I'm trying to bring it back to Washington, the football team. And people get mad when Brandon Sheriff, they say he's not worth $18 million a year. Well, why not? Give him $25 million a year. It's not preventing you from signing other guys. You're 20-some-odd million dollars under the cap.
They do a lot of funny math every year to get
under and they just paid Dak $75 million.
Yeah, give Dak $150 million. Who cares?
No, Stoner.
Why do we care what Dak makes? I mean, if I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm not saying like we don't care because we're Reds.
I want the Cowboys to overpay for all of their players and for Washington to underpay, but we'll never see that happen. But that's neither here nor there. Mike is asking, how would Ron Rivera react if upper management told him which QB to start? Hurts said the people upstairs are deciding whether or not he starts. Now, hopefully what Hurts is actually saying is that the coach decides whether or not he starts.
I think you're saying the front office is.
I'm pretty sure that's what he did say, but I'm hoping that there'll be a correction. Hurts will come back out and someone upstairs is going to be like, you got to say the coach says it. I know that they're saying the front office.
Maybe he's telling the truth.
It probably is.
It happens all the time everywhere. Well, they decide, the front office decides we're going to draft at 17.
They said that's one of the reasons why the coach left, was because there was a lot of dysfunction on whether or not they wanted wanted Hurts and who didn't want Hurts.
Right, exactly.
And I think that, if the roles were reversed, depends on what was agreed in the negotiation to become head coach. Are you going to give me full control and you're still trying to tell me who to start, or do I not have full control and you're telling me who to start? So it depends on what the situation was. But if it was Ron Rivera had total control like he does now, and the owner still was like, no, you're going to play Kyle Shermer or somebody else instead of Taylor Heineke, he would probably have a conversation. I don't know how he would react. I don't know how to answer that question. How did Nick Sirianni react?
I don't think that the coaches in the similar positions. I do agree. I think one of the reasons Rivera took this job is because he said you're going to stay out of the football side of the house.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think the way he reacts is he probably, he's going to lose the locker room at that point, right? Like if front office comes down and says, "Hey, you're going to start this player," and he has to go to his team and say, "Okay, we're going to start this other player." The team's going to know.
Kyle Allen.
Yeah, the team's going to know that they're making a switch not because of what he wants,
right?
And so I think that he's going to lose the locker room, and because of that, he's probably going to react by leaving after the season.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
and that's just a difference in management style. Here, Ron Rivera has all the power, and he makes all the decisions.
I got the power.
that's probably not the case.
You do have, and you have a different front office now with,
For sure.
with a different set of football people than you did.
Ron Rivera
before.
picked this front office, for crying out loud. So he knows that he has all the power.
Steven, you know good and
I think
well.
he goes by Steve, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, he does
Steve.
go by
Excuse
Steve.
me.
Yeah.
Steve, my bad. I know, my bad. If
We all
know
have a
good
habit
and
of
well,
just reading the name.
yeah, you know good and well, if Kyle Allen was not on the COVID list, he would have had a chance to start this Sunday. And he probably would have led us to the promised land. Just saying.
That's what you call
The promised land is a W, not like the Super Bowl, just a W.
Yeah, that's
all
That's
me.
this
That's all me. I don't
That's-
need
he's
y'all.
on an
I need
island
y'all
for
at the
that
beginning of
one.
the show. I'll be on
None
the
of
island.
us are on the Heineke High, but he's
My lightest.
He's on the
Stoner.
on a Kyle Allen island.
You can't put my light out on this island, bro. I'm the only survivor on this island. I don't need you to put my light out and tell me to get off. Because you're a big Survivor fan.
Yeah,
You're a
Survivor
fan.
finale tonight.
Oh
All
Yeah,
boy.
Let's
Season
move.
41.
We've got some score predictions in there. Let's
All
go
right.
ahead and get our
Yep.
score
Got it.
predictions in first.
We got a lot.
Oh, we're
And
going
then
straight
move
to
We'll
scores?
move to scores first because
All
we've already got quite a few of them. Let's then do our dollar. So score
All right,
prediction, Trev.
Washington 23,
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia 19.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad, Nathan.
Come on, Nathan, do it, dog.
18 to 13,
Oh my gosh.
Washington.
All right.
Are we kicking six field goals?
It's gonna be an ugly game. It's gonna be an ugly game.
It's going to be so ugly. I've got it 16-10 Philly.
Lone
So
Wolf.
it's gonna be like another Raiders game, huh? Pretty much another Raiders
Raiders,
game.
Packers, Broncos.
Lone Wolf. You got to do the howl.
What was the? I'm not howling. What was the?
You
what
are
was the
mad
score?
tonight, brother. I'm not
I'm
howling.
not feeling well, man.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah,
I
he's
forgot.
got the booster and the flu shot together. So
I forgot.
all right.
And I was feeling sick before that. But all right, let's go. Let's do it.
All right,
What
before
we
we do
doing,
the
Dallas?
dollar, I think
yes.
we have an
Oh, before?
announcement to make.
Oh, this is
So, in
Yeah.
in 2 weeks' time, in roughly 2 weeks' time,
Oh,
the
yeah.
first
Oh yeah.
of the year,
Uh
we're going to start an entirely new segment. So this will be the one of our last times that we'll be doing the dollar during our Wednesday show, because dollar is going to be moving to its own segment. We love the dollar. We want to continue it, but we're actually going to do some more. You're going to add some things. We're actually going to do a full-on betting show. That's going to be starting on the 1st. We're going to do the college shows. We're going to do Washington. We're going to do all sports. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we hope that you'll join us for that. Again, it'll be debuting on the 1st. As we get more information, of course, we'll start doing some promos and stuff for it. But we've been doing dollar for as long as we've had the show. So it's something we enjoy, but we're going to actually create that content on another on the same platform here for the Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Just it's going to have its own show separate from our main show.
Actually, on the 1st, not like the 1st of the year. January 1st.
January 1st.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, January 1st. So more
We don't
info
even have a
to
name
come
yet.
on that. Yep. Yep.
Although I like my name. Do you guys not like my name?
Of
I'm not
course you
sold
like
on
your
it.
name.
Not sold on it.
Not my name.
If you have a name
Stoner.
idea for
I
us,
know.
just
Of course
shoot it
you
out
like
there,
the no. I know you mean the
Stoner.
choice of your name of the show. I know
the show,
what you're
yeah.
talking about.
Okay.
All right.
I like it.
Let's get to
No.
dollar. I
No.
hope you guys have some bets. By the way, I tried looking for some examples from the sports books, and of course, none of the prop bets are out yet because
Yeah, they don't come out till like Friday.
It's way too early.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
even know who's going to play. This is going to be horrendous. But we got one from Mama Perry to get us started here. Dollar
Mama
with
Perry.
Washington getting 2 sacks.
I'll ride that wave with you, Mama Perry. Just to prove these knuckleheads wrong that our defensive line is going to.
I like that. I like
I
that.
like it too.
So,
I mean,
Hey,
nobody's
pick
taking
pick a different one, Mama Perry. Pick a different one. No one's taking it. Yeah.
Nope, no one's taking that. Everybody.
Mike
thinks I'm gonna at least
pointing
2
out the
sacks.
Eagles are favored by 4, which is home field advantage is 3.
Yeah.
So it's
So
not
really
too
do.
bad if Washington could just not turn over the ball. They keep it close. We'll see. I don't know if the last part of this is true.
Yeah,
He is
that's what
better
I'm
than
out
Philly
in
under
space.
pressure. We'll see about that.
Shout out one time Sharon Chambers in the chat.
Hey, Sharon Chambers.
I thought I'd throw out there. T-Ho's back. All right, let's go.
What up,
And,
T-Ho?
T-Ho, shout out to T-Ho. All right. So, Mama Perry, you're going to have to come up with another one because we all like Washington getting 2 sacks.
Yep. I got one.
Taylor,
you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Too. Yeah, go.
All right. Philly.
Mm-hmm.
D. 5 sacks.
Oh my god.
I'll take this. I don't think they.
Yeah,
get
I'll
5
take
sacks.
that. They're not getting 5 sacks, bro.
I should have said 4. You guys probably would have taken that too. My bad.
Nope.
You probably would have taken it if I said 4. You still would have taken it. All right. So Trev and Nathan are both taking that. Good. Got some action on that.
Mama Perry's moved her number up to 3. Is Washington going to get 3 sacks?
Yes. Anybody want to take that? Everyone still thinks.
I don't know that they get 3.
All right, so you're going to take it?
I'll go.
All right,
go
Mama
with 2.
Perry. Oh, wait. I've already done this wrong. You'd think after 8,000 shows, I'd have this figured out by now.
Mike's on 2.5.
For who? Philly?
For Washington. Yeah, he thinks Washington's on 2.5.
Okay, so Mama Perry says Washington 3 sacks.
Mm-hmm. So Mike and myself are taking that one. We don't think that Washington gets the 3.
B and Nathan. Trev, are you on either side of that?
No, sir.
You're staying out of that?
Abstaining
out of that one.
All right, he's abstaining from that. All right, you ready for another one?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay, go ahead, Trev.
Taylor Heineke throws 2 interceptions, and 1 is a tipped interception.
He loves the tipped one. Yeah,
he does it every game.
I'm going to take
every game.
He
throws a pick. It's a tipped. One's a tipped. Every time.
Ooh, T-Ho's going with 4 sacks.
What was you about to say, Stoner? What was you about to say? You're riding with me, aren't you?
I'm going with you, Trev.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's do this, dog. That's what I'm talking about.
Slay has been pretty good, so it's quite possible.
What are you taking that, Nathan? Are you going against that?
I don't think the tipped one kills me every time. It's.
I know, but apparently we have clarified the rules on the tip. So there you go. Okay, Heineke, I'm with you on that one, Trev.
Attaboy, Stoner. I like.
All right.
All right. 5 Washington receivers record at least 1 catch.
Ooh.
No, I don't want.
No, I'm not doing that one either.
How about Mama
That's
Perry
a good one,
has Washington ahead at halftime?
I'll take that.
Up at halftime.
I'm going to abstain. This one, I've lost, I think, $3 on these halftime. So
I'm with you, Trev.
Stay with that one.
I'm with you on that one, Trev.
Okay. All right. Word.
All right.
Hey. You got another
All right. So Nathan was on the 5 different receivers. I think last game he hit like 8 different receivers or something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. 8 people caught a ball.
Okay, Nathan.
9 targets. So no, I'm not.
Out of those 9 people who caught a ball, how many are on the COVID list or injured?
Cam Sims.
McLaurin
had 3 targets, 0 catches. Curtis Samuel, 2 targets, 0 catches.
So Curtis, Terry, Cam.
You had
Cam,
one. The people who caught passes: Cam Sims, Jonathan Williams, John Bates, DeAndre Carter, Jarrett Patterson, Ricky Seals-Jones, and Antonio Gibson.
So those 3 that he targeted: McLaurin, Samuel, and
3 of those are backs.
Cam Sims, are not available.
I'm saying receivers. So tight end to receiver. I'm not saying the running backs.
Right. Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's a little bit different. I'm taking
5 receivers.
5 receivers. So tight ends or wide receivers.
No.
We'll catch a pass.
All right. Are you on that at all, Trev?
No, I'm going against it because I think some will be targeted, but they will have 0 catches.
Man, Trev, me and you are like in lockstep almost the whole way here, except for one. So
Yeah,
we're either going to make up a lot of ground on them.
Steve,
or...
I hope this is a reverse jinx, Steve. Steve saying AG fumbles the ball. T-Ho's with him on that one.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. How about this? You ready?
I'll go against this one. I don't think he fumbles this game.
I think that last fumble did something to him. I don't think
he fumbles either.
All right, put it down on the board.
All right.
I think he does. I'll ride with you, Steve and T-Ho. I think he does fumble, unfortunately.
Loses a fumble or just fumbles?
Just fumbles.
Ooh,
that's
Steve, throw in that clarification. Is that a lost fumble?
Yeah, because
I imagine that's what he meant.
No dice for me. I'm abstaining now.
Yeah, because if he just fumbles,
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it.
I'm assuming T-Ho is still going to agree there. Ooh, man, Mike is bullish here. Heineke with 240 plus passing yards and 3 TDs. I'm going to have to go against you on this one, Mike. I don't think he's going to have that good of a game.
I think he will.
So you just said Mike?
The man's going to throw for 2 interceptions. One of them's going to be tipped, and you're telling me he's going to throw for 240 yards and 3 touchdowns on top of that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Stoner Nathan.
I'm going against Mike. I'm going against Mike and you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Steve clarified he just fumbling it, not actually losing the fumble. Now I will not.
Yeah, I'm not taking that one.
I won't take that one.
Yeah,
so T-Ho, you're saying you don't trust Gibby. So T-Ho, if you think that Gibson will fumble and lose it, let us know if you're going to keep that one, and then I'll go against T-Ho, but I won't go against just a straight fumble.
I've only done one, right?
Yeah, we got a lot
our audience has been very active this time. So
whoever the kicker is will make all the kicks.
You love that.
T-Ho, you and EP both want Jarrett Patterson to get as many touches as possible, but Gibson is the better running back. Gibson is by far the better running back. I like Jarrett Patterson, but he's not Gibson.
And doesn't have the nerve to mic. Why did he get mic'd up? For what? For 3 plays? And hear what else they had to say on the sideline? Like, why'd they mic him up on that?
All right, hang on. We got to finish
another
this
good one.
Wait, we got to finish this one first.
Okay.
We got to. Trev said Johnson's making all his kicks.
Yeah.
Is anybody? I'm taking it. Anybody else? Nathan, you're in on that one at all? Either side?
I'm taking it. Washington special teams hasn't been impressive. I'd like Mike's here. Mike's is going with the field goal unit as well here. Washington football team 3 field goals.
Nope. I'm taking that bet.
No, I don't think so.
3.
I'm going with the under here. So yeah, I'll take this one. Yeah, I think that's less than 3 field goals.
Actually,
Stoner,
yeah, it's less than 3 field goals.
Nathan, I'll take that.
I think it's. Oh, hey, did I go with the 243 touchdowns?
Yes.
I need to. I can't do that.
T-Ho's with Mike on the 3 field goals.
I can't do that.
Okay, I took you off. Do you want the opposite or nothing?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Joey Sly will be out, T-Ho, for this game.
My score prediction cannot handle that bet. So I had 23-19.
That hasn't stopped you before.
There's no way we're not getting a safety though. So like I'm just gonna go. I think it's a 2 touchdown, 2 field goal game for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's two field goals
or 3.
All right.
3.
Last call for any dollars. We've got.
I got one.
Full set board. You got one?
Come on, Stoner.
DeAndre Carter returns a kick.
Hey.
At least to the 40-yard line.
I'll ride with you on that one.
A kickoff to at least the 40-yard, their own 40. So at least a 40-yard, basically a 40-yard return. It just has to cross the 40.
Do you like the way that one sounds, Nathan?
I'll go against you on this one. I'm sorry, obviously R40.
Ooh,
not gonna,
ooh.
Just, I could be like, well, I didn't cross the other 40.
No, that's why I said
I have another
40.
One. Yeah, I have another one.
I'll go against you on that one.
I have another one.
Mike's been in here. I think we should definitely clarify with some of our newer listeners. Dalla is not. We're not really exchanging money. These are good prop bets that we keep track of.
We got room on the board for 2 more.
Bet responsibly. We got room for 2 more. Okay,
Yep.
Mike does have another one. 1 missed extra point either side. So a missed extra point either team.
No, not taking it. Because Brian's going to make all his
I don't want
kicks.
any part of that.
Brian's making all his
Everyone's going to abstain to that. I think that's a good one. I think Mike. I actually think you're right there. Unfortunately, no one's going to take it, so we don't have any action on it. I think that was a good one. I think that's a solid bet.
Kyle Shermer or Jordan Ta'amu sees the field at some point on Sunday.
During the game?
Yes.
They see the field in practice.
yeah, they're going to practice.
Bro. Somebody's going to see the field. Okay, really? Because nobody thought we would
Philly
see.
was going to get 5 sacks.
No one thought we would see Kyle Allen Sunday, but you know what? It happened because Taylor's a crybaby. And he's still crying right now about his elbow.
He's a crybaby. Picked up the pair of scissors. I think there's some legit issues.
All right, I take that. Anybody else taking that?
I'm telling you,
I'm so taking that bet.
If he gets these 5 sacks,
Kyle Allen's probably going to suit up.
Kyle Allen has COVID.
Kyle Allen, Taylor Heineke called Kyle Allen. He's feeling fine. He's feeling good. So
but he still has to test negative.
Has to have 2 negative tests.
You can be asymptomatic. I don't give a dag on how good you feel. You can still have COVID. So I'm not getting too hyped about it. So if Taylor Heineke's getting sacked 5 times, he gonna come off the field limping or wimping about something at least if he gets sacked 5 times.
T-Ho's with you, Trev.
Thank you, T-Ho. We're gonna see a backup quarterback at least for 1 play on Sunday at some point.
Yeah, and his name is Kyle Allen.
I'm not gonna take it.
I'm not gonna...
You don't want any of that?
I better take it. Okay.
All right, got room for 1 more.
I put my whole life savings on that one.
Trav, who's at -11 on the dollar board.
If you can't come up, I'll come up with one. But now I don't know. Nathan's got 1. Nathan has 1.
I'm on more bets than that. You can't sit there and say I'm
you agreed to a lot. But
you
haven't made a bet.
Oh, because I'm giving the opportunity to other people. You're going to blame me for that?
Well, this is our dollar, isn't it? Their names ain't on the board on the final board sheet.
My name gets up or down regardless of who makes the bet.
Stoner,
but not on the final score sheet.
Stoner, Trev.
You need to. No, everybody else's who's on there, like the audience, they're not on this board, so we need you to make a couple more.
If they make a bet and I go against it, I still win or lose based off of that. Yeah, I still win.
You need to make a bet, at least one more.
Yeah, he's got to propose a bet.
This game more than others, I really hate. This is one of the reasons why the show we're going to be producing is going to be on a Saturday. Is because it's going to be as close to the game as possible, so we actually know who's actually active, and we can make
that's why this is decision.
Because right now, this Wednesday, dollar is killer.
Stop crying and make a bet. There's no crying and gambling.
At least 2 players make it off of that COVID list.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm specific, with you.
Be specific and name them. Name them and make it juicy, and I might take you up on it.
I'm not you, Trev. I'm not tipped passing.
You scared. Scared money don't make no money.
Trev, you're at -11. I'm not going to be bullied by you. Yeah, I'm not going to be bullied by you. OGs, shout out to the OGs of the DMV in the chat.
Robert Barrett throws a challenge flag today.
It's going to be another body bag game. Well, hopefully not on our side because there's already enough people who are out on Washington side.
Nathan has to make this bet. He has to propose this bet.
Okay, we're gonna force me to make it. So unfortunately, Mike, we can't take yours.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
I'm trying to think of what else here that I can think of.
Mike's all over the board here.
Yeah, Mike's all over the board.
Mike's been very active. We're gonna. I think Mike's gonna love this the betting show. I
like the players off the cover list, but just name them. That was a good one. I got 2 I can name right now. Cam Sims and Jonathan Allen will come off the list on Sunday.
Kyle Allen.
A running back. Running back will be Washington's leading receiver.
Bang! I'll take it. Yards or catches?
Receptions.
Number of receptions?
Number of receptions.
You still binking over there now?
No,
Yeah.
I'm no longer thinking. That's a good possibility. Number of receptions.
not.
Running back. Probably. I'll
No,
go
he's not.
with
Who's he
you
gonna
if
dump
Trev's
it off
gonna go
to?
against it.
He's not going to dump it off to AG that many times or the other ones that many times.
Yeah, I think he is because he's not going to.
Mike's,
if he doesn't have
Mike's
McLaurin,
taking it. Mike's taking it. So I at least got some action there.
I'm with Nathan on this one.
I got to buy Christmas presents. I ain't betting no more.
So
man tried bullying me in to naming people.
Yeah, I'm trying to take your money, dude.
All right, Dollar's closed.
Dollar's closed. Yeah, so I think there's gonna be a lot of dump offs. They're gonna be. Unfortunately, this is what Heineke's not very good at dumping off the ball. Is the problem.
You know what's funny? We're probably going to be completely way off about this entire dollar board.
I know because
it's going to be 45 to 37 Washington.
Yeah, right. Cam Sims is on the list right now. T-Ho, he just needs two negative tests. As far as I'm tracking, he is vaccinated, so he should be back as soon as he gets 2 negatives. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Man.
All right. That's gonna complete our Washington football talk. When we come back for the cool down, it's gonna be some Capitals and Wizards talk. So stick around for that fun, especially because we know the Wizards have just been so delightful lately.
That's L.
All right. So the Washington Wizards have not been good lately.
Man.
They've been, in fact, downright awful.
Dismal.
These last few weeks. The 3-point shooting's been abysmal. Our man Stoner, your man rather, Davis Bertans is continues to be not great.
Easy there, big fella. Who led the team in scoring last game?
Okay.
Davis Bertans.
So good that he shows up once every 6 games.
All right, you're going to force me to go to the stats because he has been good since he came back from his ankle injury. His first couple games he was bad, and since then he's been very good. Go to the stats.
Can I ask you a question,
very
Stoner?
good. Yeah.
Has it helped the team out at all?
I mean, they haven't been winning, but that's not his job. You don't put everything on his back. That's Bradley Beal's
don't want
job.
him to be the leading scorer. Is what you're
that's
saying.
Spencer Dinwiddie's job. That's KCP, Kuzma, Harrell, Gafford. That's their job. His job is a role player. He shouldn't be carrying them to victories.
Well, not carrying.
To be fair, his last 3 games he has shot really well. 55%, 50%, and 100% from 3.
Wow, you wanted to slander the dude from the
3 games.
I'm not actually looking to see the actual free throw.
Did we win those 3 games?
Those are the percentage. No, it's loss, and a win. Or overtime win against Detroit.
Bad.
He was also the game before that was 0 from 3, and then 0 from 3.
How many out of how many?
So hold on, let me bring it up here. Game log, regular season. He was 5 from 9, 2 from 4, 1 from 1, 0 from 1, 0 for 6, 2 for 4, and 3 for 4 in the month of December so far.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's pretty good. That's probably 40 plus.
Well, good. He can do that somewhere else. It's time for
44% there, Trev.
We could use this roster spot for somebody more dynamic and more explosive.
November, by the way. You want to know his November percentage?
No, it was terrible. He was terrible.
5.3.
Wasn't he hurt?
He was terrible. He was hurt most of November.
He played 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right,
5
so
games.
Yeah.
What's their record right now? They're 15-14,
15-13. They play Sacramento tonight out in Sacramento. Sacramento's
That's another
not terrible.
11-17.
They were down 33 to Denver in the third quarter last night or the other night, and they ended up losing by 6. So they showed some fight.
But also the MVP was ejected in the fourth quarter. So
yeah, well, he's been ejected a lot. He's kind of a punk, but he's an extremely talented player for sure.
But he is a punk.
He got. You don't say it to his brothers. I bet you won't say it to his
No,
brothers.
I won't.
Yeah,
I
that
wouldn't
was
even
an
say it to
extremely
his
late
kids.
surge there.
So when is
for
Rui coming back?
Washington to come back
After
that way.
Christmas? Is he going to come back after
I
Christmas?
mean,
I
that's
think you're
kind
going
of
to
what
see
we expected.
Rui in January.
I just always have a problem with when I see players like that on the sideline in street clothes, jumping up and down, looking like they're really healthy, but they're still not playing. I always have a problem seeing that.
But
I know you want to be there for
well, you
your
don't-
team, but you give the
Yeah.
impression as in like, I don't know. I just want him to come back.
He's just not
fast.
ready. Now there is a little bit of issue in that everybody expected Rui to go on this road trip with him. And then at the last minute, they said he's not. And so they don't know really what's going on. You can't we can't predict, we can't figure out this mental health situation with these guys. So there's no use trying.
Is
When
he
he's
physically
ready,
healthy?
He'll be there. Physically, he's healthy.
Conditioning wise, I'd still
Conditioning
think that he's
wise,
a
he may not
way-
be,
Yeah, he's
but-
a ways off.
Okay.
Physically, he's fine.
Physically, it's fine. Okay, that's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
They are 4
Yeah.
and 6 in their last 10 games. So I mean, right now I'm being a little bit more doom and gloom on them than I should be. And obviously,
But-
Yeah.
I'm not big on Davis Bertans. So there's some obvious flaws to this team. One, scoring is a huge issue.
That's the biggest one.
Defensively, they can hold themselves together, but they do have some breakdowns defensively where the opposing team will have these explosive quarters, and you're just like, what in the world is going on here? And
Right.
Washington does not have an offense that can explode right back.
No.
So what
They lack.
Washington needs to do is they need to clamp down on that defense and just kind of nickel and dime their way back into the game, which they have been successful in doing on occasion, but it's not a winning formula. And this is where they need players like Kuzma and KCP, Davis Bertans to knock down those 3-point shots on a more consistent basis. You know who else needs to be more consistent? Bradley Beal.
Oh,
Yeah, he is a disappointment right now.
he is
Out of
He
nowhere.
absolutely
A
is.
shocking disappointment.
He absolutely
Um,
is. But you can look at his track record and you could say this is a slump. This is not. He's not any good. This is just a slump that he's going through right now. So hopefully he works his way out of it. But I think the biggest concern out of everybody is Dinwiddie, because you brought him in specifically to be the point guard, to be the guy who's going to facilitate the offense. And he has obviously not been doing that. He hasn't been shooting well. I think he's probably still hurt. That's the only thing that I can come up with. He's not going to the basket. That's what he's known for. He's known for going to the basket and making plays at the rim.
It was leaked. Leaked that they wanted to rest him the first 20 games, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah, he didn't want to.
So
probably it's probably a physical thing with him, because he's not playing back-to-backs. We know that for sure. He's definitely not playing the second game of a back-to-back. But he's just not explosive right now. I saw one play in that Denver game where he beat his guy and he's going to the basket. He's got a layup with a guy kind of coming towards him, but he's got a layup and he kicks it out to KCP, who misses a three. I mean, he basically had a wide open shot that he gave up, and that's the
he pulled a Ben Simmons.
He pulled a Ben Simmons, not in the playoffs, not in a crucial moment.
But the same,
it was the same thing. It's like just finish what you went to go to the basket to do. Just finish it, and he didn't. So I don't know what's going on there. The only thing I can come up with is a physical thing, and they're small in the front court. They're definitely an undersized front court, and guys like Jokic and Jarrett Allen from Cleveland, they're just going to dominate inside.
Question: if the Wizards miss the playoffs with this roster, is Wes Unseld survive, or is he gone?
Oh, Wes Unseld's here for
just a question.
Minimum. Yeah,
I think we were
minimum
just premature on the Tommy Shepard Exec of the Year talk.
Yeah,
which Trav, you called us out on. You're like, let's not do that so quickly. But
I mean,
Washington started off really, really well. They've since cooled down. Still early on in the season.
Still early.
So it's 15-13. They currently hold the 7th seed, which does mean they would have to do a play-in game. So they do want to win a few more games to get that 6th seed. Philadelphia holds that same record, just better.
They were just at a
tiebreakers
4
this
seed,
point.
right?
They were
just four.
much
one seed
higher
early.
just a month ago.
Yeah.
But
this
it's
is
not
this
been
is
very good November.
This is where we thought they'd be, basically.
Mhm.
7, 8, 9 seed, a couple games over 500. So this is kind of who they are, but they've gotten here after a 10-3 start.
I was going to say, yeah,
you.
we kind of expected this from the jump, but now it's kind of came
Yeah.
a little later than expected.
But they're playing teams that you don't expect to be good, but they are actually good. Cleveland is a good ball club, and we didn't think that at the beginning of the year. Cleveland is a very good ball club, and Cleveland whooped their butt. Utah is a finals contender.
Yeah, they can't beat anybody in the West.
Denver's a very good team, even without Jamal Murray. I mean, they got an MVP on their team. Now they got Sacramento. Sacramento's got some good players. They should beat Sacramento.
They're not going to.
And then I think they play Chicago. I think Chicago's on this trip. Chicago is faltering, but Chicago's got some studs.
They're good.
They got Lonzo. They got Levine. They got
Alex Caruso, Kobe White.
They got some good. Yeah, they got some good players.
Vucevic. That's my squad. I do like
You like the Bulls.
I'm a big Bulls fan my whole entire life.
So let's kind of just like everything else, they're not as good as they were at the beginning of the year, and they're not as bad as they are right now. They're somewhere in between there, probably about a 500 team when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So T-Ho is asking who's struggling on free throws, and right now, what would you consider the line for struggling?
Lower than 70%.
Lower than 70%. So the only ones lower than 70% would be Kuzma and Avdia that see regular play.
That's about right.
Todd and
he's got the yips at the free throw line. I mean, he's a great shooter.
Yeah, he does.
He should knock down 80 to 82%.
Yeah, exactly.
Gafford and Trez are right at 71 and 72.
Yeah, so that's where you kind of expect big guys to be.
And Neto surprisingly at 73. So
Beal
that's really low for a guard.
Beal was for a long time
surprising.
He was over 90, but I think
he's at 83.6 right now. So
that's
pretty significant because he's the only one who actually attempts more than 4. No, so it looks like Trez actually does shoot 4 a game. So like those two right there, you need to have a higher percentage. But I mean, some of these other ones like Avdia is only shooting 1 a game.
Right,
averaging 1 a game. So it's that his 65% is probably not going to kill you in the long run. You need these guys to make them. I mean, they're free for a reason. So, but to your point about Dinwiddie not driving to the basket, for a guy who's known to do that, he's actually attempting less than 3 a game at this point. Now, just barely.
Yeah, that's bad.
But that's not that he needs that number up. He's shooting 84%. So
that's really bad.
Who Dinwiddie is. Dinwiddie is the guy who drives to the basket. That's his MO.
That knee injury, bro.
It must be.
It changes how you play the game. It changes how you play the game.
But that also means it's going to get better, right? As the year goes on, it's going to get stronger and better, and confidence in it, like you were just saying, psychologically. Yeah.
Washington Wizards do play against the Kings at 10 p.m. Eastern. 11-17 Sacramento Kings. Washington Wizards at 15-13. Playing just this moment, literally just started, are the Washington Capitals.
Are they? I didn't even realize they were playing tonight.
Yep, against the Chicago Blackhawks. You probably don't know that because they're playing on ESPN Plus, which we know you hate.
Wait,
they're playing on ESPN Plus.
They did that last week against Chicago. Are you sure you got the right schedule up there?
I mean, I'm literally watching that there's 17:45 in the first. It's 0-0.
We always have to.
I can give you a score update.
We got to check each other on this show, ladies and gentlemen. We always got to make sure that we're actually.
Well, it's just weird because they were on ESPN Plus last week.
I could give you the game.
Maybe it wasn't Chicago. Oh, that's right. That was Pittsburgh.
It was Pittsburgh, yes.
It was Pittsburgh.
Really hated that. So Caps versus Blackhawks going on right now. The Blackhawks are 10-15-2. It is at Chicago. They're 5-6-1 at home. Washington Wizards. Washington Capitals 17-5-6, 8-3-2 away. Capitals have been what we expected.
Mm-hmm.
Great team. The leader of that
Injuries.
team is the guy is my age, 36 years old, and he's scoring like he's 26.
Yeah. I think he's maybe third in the league in scoring. I mean, that's insane for a 36-year-old who 10 years ago we were calling fat and lazy and out of shape. and here he is now. He's 36 years old.
So how are the
still
injuries
doing
for
it.
the Capitals? Are we still an injury-ridden team? Or are we
Yeah,
healing up?
Backstrom is maybe he's playing tonight. I don't know if you can check.
Backstrom's currently on the ice.
Yeah, so this is his first game of the year.
Oshie's back, so the team has been getting healthier.
Here
Just
we go.
good.
But Wilson
they did
went
lose
out the
Tom
last
Wilson.
game. Of course, Mantha's out for the year. They're still missing a couple of guys, but Oshie's back now. A couple other guys. They're getting healthier, hopefully. Yeah,
That's what's
This is kind of for the last 10 years, probably. This is kind of how a Cap season goes. They play extremely well. They're right near the top, and they stay up there. And then when it comes playoffs, that's when you really get interested. Because right now they're just going to do what they always do, and it's play really well.
Yeah.
And
The goal is always get to the playoffs. NHL playoffs are weird.
They're very weird.
Throw out the
records.
The records because it doesn't matter. It's not like the NBA
That's wild.
where the 1 versus 8. The 8's just going to get trounced. In the NHL, you just need to get to the playoffs, and everything could change. Tiho would like to know what happened to Mantha, and he's specifically asking you, Stoner.
Yeah, man, he injured his shoulder, and hockey teams are very limited in what they tell you about injuries. They don't have a lot of the rules that, like in football, that they have that you have to give it out. All we know is that he was hurt significantly. I don't know if that means all year. I think it does, but he had major surgery on his shoulder early in the year. So he's one of their top dogs. He's a top 6 forward. So he's
really good. Maybe we'll see him, but it's unknown this time. Like Stoner mentioned, it's not like the NFL where things are detailed, but even in the NFL, Bill Belichick's known for keeping things a little bit more quiet on those reports.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll keep track of that and see where things go. Like we mentioned, they are playing the Chicago Blackhawks. You can catch that game on ESPN Plus, and you can actually catch us on Sunday as we'll be live in the Philadelphia Eagle Washington football team game. So obviously we can't show you the game. That'd be breaking the copyright laws, but you can watch our commentary. So we provide commentary, let you know down, distance, all that good stuff. And of course, we have a lot of fun with it. It's just like watching football with your friends, because we are your friends. We are friends. We enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So catch that Sunday for the game. We'll be live here on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch channels for that. You can also catch us here in about one of the reasons why I'm moving towards the end of this show, because you can catch us in about a half an hour. And where can they catch us for that one, Stoner?
Yeah, DSM Media on YouTube. We will be on with a Philly podcast with Beard of Knowledge, Phil. We've been on with him before at the beginning of the year where we previewed the NFC East, the Washington football team. So, DSM Media on YouTube. That's where you can find him. And, of course, we've tweeted it out, and we'll probably do it again just before we start.
Look, now when we go on this show, I don't need the same smoke you brought on this show favoring the Philadelphia Eagles. I need you to can that and reverse it and bring it about the Washington football team in a few minutes, all right?
Trev ain't lying. You gotta talk up Washington. So catch us on DSM Media, as he mentioned, for that one. We'll be on there live at 9. Catch us Sunday. And of course, you could catch us Monday for Day After Reckoning. We had a lot of fun this last week with JP and George Carmy. Got a JP from the Junkies and George Carmy. Have a lot of fun with us there as well. And like I mentioned, we'll have the betting show. I think that's about it, guys. You can, of course, we're sponsored by Pacers Running. Catch them online or one of their 6 stores in Northern Virginia or DC for all your running needs. For every run, it's Pacers Running. Of course, we're sponsored by Sky Bar, opening soon in Lexington, Virginia. Go see Trev in person. He'll pour you a drink. You do have to pay for it, but it's all right. You'll have good company and a good drink in your hand. And until next time,
what?
Be a fan.
We love Washington, and we some die-hard fans. Yeah, we are. You know we keep it on 10. Let's talk about the offense. 1, 2, 3, let's go. And they gifted. We are ref the district. Podcast